Okay, guys, so welcome back to the Pop My Cherry podcast. Sean, it has been like guest overload at the moment, hasn't it?
I know we can't get a wee sit down just the two of us.
I know. Do you know? But like, look, we're very friendly and we're very accommodating people. We like to always make sure that our guests and our visitors they're always welcome. Now, this visitor we have today is no stranger. If you love the airwaves, you'll definitely know this guy. This is Ibe Sesay. Yes, Daddy.
Thanks, Sean, for that clap there. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, there's your clap.
Is that my production?
Yes.
Very heavily requested.
Yes.
Really?
So I'll tell you. So basically, the demographic, we can't really tell the full insights of all of this, but we do know that like the loose woman, the 30+ club, you know, the stay-at-home moms, all that type of, you know, that demographic. Anybody, you know, young with a bit of fun, but a wee bit. That's them type of people. All seem to be mad about you, so they've been the ones requesting you. You're kind of like, like I would say the daddy of radio, like not like daddy is a different meaning. And
I know what you mean.
You get it, yeah.
I know what you mean. It's been a long. I've been on radio, as you know, for a long time now, and all of a sudden, it used to be I was the newbie.
Yeah,
I was only in the door and surrounded by all these people within local radio that I regarded as legends.
Yeah.
You know, and all of a sudden, I'm the longest serving presenter in Q Radio.
Serious? So how long have you been in Q Radio?
It's coming. In fact, this month, it's 16 years.
Wow. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, bit of a veteran,
you.
I suppose.
And then, am I right in saying you were in City Beat before?
I was City Beat, then it was taken over by Q Radio.
Yeah, did you know that, Sean?
Yeah.
Do you remember City Beat back in the day?
City Beat 96.7.
That's exactly how the jingle didn't go.
Yeah, it didn't go like that. But 96.7 FM. Is it still that? Is Q Radio 96.7?
Q Radio in Belfast is 96.7, yeah. And then the further you go out into the regions, Derry, Derry, Oma, you know, mid also then the frequencies change, but it's all one output. It's all, you'll hear all the same voices right across. So yeah,
I love City Beat.
I remember whenever I would have been a kid though. So would you have been involved in this? The City Beat used to do like the contest where they would have went into shopping centres.
The Young Star Search.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was before me. That was
my friend entered it.
That unlocked a memory for me.
Did you do it?
I didn't do it, but I remember.
And like Mickey Medell was like a judge.
That's right.
He was there randomly.
Mickey was
I
there.
remember him,
Robin Elliott.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
He was there as well. He was on City Beat at the time, and Stuart Robinson, of course.
Yes.
I think there was with the guys that kind of launched it, but it was hugely successful and ran for a long time. But no, that was way before my time. At that time, I wasn't a presenter, doing a bit of DJing, in bars and clubs.
Okay.
But I was a mechanic.
Like a car mechanic?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I started as a mechanic. All I wanted to do was be an auto spark because I loved to work on the electrics, etc. But I had to go through my 3 years as a mechanic and oil and grease and overalls.
Oh, look, all the women are the hot flushes. even I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, fuck, Colleen, sorry. That's me, Jess, but you know what you're doing. That's put him up about 5 points, like a mechanic.
Yeah, but
everybody loves like Phil and Grant. Like
I love my cars.
Right, okay.
I was a real petrol head, so that's what I wanted to do, and I actually did that in Coca-Cola.
Right.
I worked in Coca-Cola because they had their own on-site garage. We worked on basically everything with wheels, cars, vans, forklifts. We serviced them and maintained them.
Stop. And then I'm going to ask this. What was your first ever car?
It was a Mark II Fiesta.
Oh, right.
It was a 950. It wasn't even a 1 litre. It was a 950. And it was £100. Oh, fuck. And 1,100 to insure. And I wrecked it. I wrecked it after about 3 weeks.
Really?
And do you have a dream car?
Somebody asked me that actually quite recently. I love Audis and the new RS8.
Oh, yeah,
that would be,
So, but back in the day, you would have been more like sporty.
Yeah.
Like, so you say, like, would you have done Diffin or any of that? No, is that
really.
That's more culture, is it?
Not really.
Yeah.
So that was my first cars. Fiesta, then I loved my Vauxhall Cavalier. I had 3 Cavaliers. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Back in the day, because they were easy to steal.
Is that why I
not
would've
that I
known?
stole them,
We're looking over at Sean.
not that I stole them, but I had 3 of those, and then I progressed on to a Vauxhall Omegas. Then I had, I'm going through my whole car.
Right. Oh no, go for it.
Back catalogue.
Let's give an auto trader. Was that the
I worked
thing?
for the Auto Trader.
you?
Yeah, I worked for the Auto Trader for 10 years.
Fuck.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
I did, yeah, taking photographs all over Northern Ireland.
Very.
Oh my
For the
god.
Auto Trader, yeah, and that was good job because me being a petrol head and wanting to all into cars, I get to see the cars first.
Right,
So I
okay.
got a good bargain.
Oh my
So
god.
loads
there
of
you go.
bargains over the years. Yeah.
Oh my god! But you know, so this is the thing. Obviously, like me and Abe know each other through Q, but the thing is, there's so much that you know, and then you learn so much
Yeah,
more. I did not know any of that.
So was it like photography and stuff then was like a bit of a side hustle in doing that?
Well, to go back a wee bit, so working for Coke, worked in the garage. Then I was DJing in bars and clubs,
Right.
and they asked me to get involved with the Coca-Cola events team, which I
Okay,
did.
yeah.
So evenings and weekends I was doing that. Then that took me into sales.
Mm-hmm.
River Rock was just launched, and they asked me
God.
would I come on board and help launch and get it onto all of the shelves, and I did. And that took me into sales and Coke for
Right.
about 2 years.
Oh my god.
Put me off sales for life.
Really,
Yeah.
I just
Wasn't for me.
sales is a hard job. I think.
So handed in my notice, and then a friend worked for the Auto Trader, and there was they were looking a photo agent. So
Right.
I did holiday cover for 2 weeks, which turned into 10 years.
Oh my god.
Then I got into radio.
Right. So the radio comes from the DJing.
Yeah.
Right. Because I want to go back to the DJing part. So like this would have been like, was this like the 60s?
You're a cheeky bastard.
Sorry, I had to be shady. I'm only joking. No, when would you have been
We're
DJing?
going back to the late 90s.
Late 90s, okay.
Yeah, so I was pretty young. I was
Yeah.
like 15, 16. And some friends of mine were also DJs, so they kind of took me under their wing, and I used to tag along to the clubs,
Yeah.
to the Egg,
Was that the Eglinton? Yes.
Yeah.
I remember it.
their top floor disco,
Yes.
and then Chester's and Moira.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Don't remember that one now.
It
No.
was in there, and then it just snowballed really from there.
Right, and then M Club as well. Did
The
you
M
know-
Club, yeah,
M Club.
that
Did
was
you do
late
box?
90s. Box as well, yeah,
Yeah.
in the Odyssey. They were good days. Wednesday nights,
Oh my
I
gosh.
did the student nights. They were mad nights, but they were good.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like nightlife here was like. Do you remember we talk about this quite a bit, and it's very nostalgic. But it's funny because it's all starting to come back around again a wee bit. Like you know your El Divino box, like even Funkorama. Do you remember? Like it's still going. I think Funkorama on a Wednesday. That
Is
was
it?
like
Yeah.
John Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like but
And you had
There was such-
filthies and stuff.
Filthy McNasties.
Yeah.
And then M Club was very much like the big one, and that was where like the birth of like the Groovy Train. Am I
Yeah,
right in
yeah.
saying?
The Groovy Train started
how did
back
that start?
in 96. The Groovy Train was going before I came on.
Oh right.
I came on, I think it was late 90s, might have been 99, and we were there for 15 years. Every Friday night,
And was it packed?
I was brilliant.
Really?
Like, yeah, whenever I was pulling up in the car, there was maybe 400, 500 people already in the club, and another 300 or 400 in the queue to get in. Like, it was phenomenal. And this is pre 2008, the crash.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But yeah, it was.
Aye,
it
so
was
people had a
fantastic.
few quid to go out.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah.
know.
But it was a show. It wasn't a regular disco. This was a
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Anybody who went to the Groovy Train knew what they were getting. They were
Yeah.
getting the dancers and the pyrotechnics and the crowd
Mm-hmm.
participation.
So was there like a whole production behind that? Did you have like rehearsals and stuff to do all that?
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
And was it? Am I right in saying was the Groovy Train kind of like nearly like a recreation of like? Is it Studio 54? What's the place in New
Oh,
York?
uh,
Do you
yeah,
remember?
New York.
Studio 54.
That
Yeah,
kinda
kind of that kind of
feel,
vibe.
or-
Studio 54 in New York was cool. Like that was
Yeah.
the first. That set the bar for a lot of places and a lot of nights, like the Groovy Train. In fact, Susan Curry was the entertainment's manager, and Susan, I think she got the idea from a show in Manchester called Love Train.
Oh right.
And we went to Manchester to scope it out and to see because they had a fantastic production. I think it was in the Palace Theatre in Manchester,
Right.
and we kind of ripped it off and did it
Yeah.
not better, but very very similar.
Right.
But
Oh,
yeah.
That's class.
But I was sorry. The M Club was owned by a company called Wine-Ins,
Okay.
who still own it, and I did it most of my gigs in Wine-Ins. So they had the Parley, the Egg, the Empire, the M
Yeah.
Club, the Mercury, back in the day on your own road, and so I was working. I was working a lot. I was working 5 and 6 nights a
Nights
week.
a week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I think that's what's sort of missing from the nightlife here now, is that, I mean, I work in it doing the entertainment, but like it's very turn up and you just go for it. Whereas like there's not a lot of like production-y things. There's not like,
Yeah.
A set show,
Yeah.
putting a lot of effort into it. I think
Yeah.
that's what we're sort of missing.
Well, I've always said, like, a night out's not a night out unless there's a fire angel at the front door. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need the full, like, it's not. And, and bring back, like, remember, like, event photographers, and you go on Facebook the next day and you'd be
Tag.
removing the tag. You're like, oh, fuck. But I'm not going to lie. See, if I seen an event photographer, like, I was, like, following them all night. Like, I said,
Why does that not surprise us, Sean? But I used to go on because we were the DJs in the venues and the photographers were there who we got to know, and I personally saved, and I have hundreds of photographs,
Serious?
random photographs, because you know what? It's all memories.
yeah.
It's all memories.
That's
Oh.
it, yeah.
And it's funny, back then you always would have thought that just always would have been the way, but obviously the climate of nightlife really has changed. But what I have noticed though is starting to make a wee bit of like, I feel like we're going a wee bit nostalgic. Do you feel so?
Yeah,
Obviously
absolutely.
we've got like the Groovy Train. You've brought it back a couple
Yeah.
of times.
Yeah, it's actually coming back to the M Club this week.
Right. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And is
So-
that going to be like is that just a one-off?
No, it's a one-off. We'll
Okay.
do it. We'll do it every now and again.
Okay.
But this is the first one after many, many, many years back in the original building. So
Right.
that's going to be good. But yeah, you're right.
class.
The over 30s. In fact, I seen an ad for a Y2K night in the Empire, and so we're going
Yeah.
into the early noughties now
Noughties, yeah.
as well.
It's not just all about the 90s, I know, but what's your thoughts on 30 plus nights?
Brilliant.
I think brilliant, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Out early, home early, great
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
What's
I
not to
know
love?
it's like as my mom always said, nothing good happens after 12. But unfortunately, you have to get through your 20s to learn that.
That's
I
right.
think now once you're in the 30s, you still do want to let loose, have fun, but it's a bit more of like a different.
Yeah.
Your night out looks a wee bit different.
Yeah.
But then I feel like anybody in the 30 club, we're more up for it. Do you know? So I love to like the fact that even like that whole nostalgia is really coming back.
Yeah, and it's the music.
Yeah.
If you hear a song from your
Yeah.
early late teens, early 20s, it brings it all back.
Yeah.
The good times, and that's why it's so popular now. Of course, like
Yeah.
25 years ago, the year 2000 was 25 years ago. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my god! Like.
Yeah,
If
and
you think
even
about
even
it.
then,
Sick.
it was like nostalgia for before that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like all those like soul songs and stuff like too. You know,
Yeah.
but class.
Yeah,
But I still am in that mentality where I think like the 70s was like 15, 20 years ago. Do you know
Yeah.
and how long ago
Me
was the
too.
70s or the
50
80s?
years ago.
Like that's crazy.
I know. I think I grew up way, way too ahead of my time.
Do you think so? Yeah.
I think so.
Well, if I had to put you in a time period to be say like in your 20s, 30s, so like what time period would you love to have really
70s.
experienced? The
Hands
70s.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. 70s
Yeah.
would have been amazing.
Oh, stop it.
I always think these things, but then the reality hits me of going, oh, I don't know if I would want to be in the 70s in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
maybe somewhere else.
okay.
70s New
Like, I'm
York.
imagining me, like, I don't know, in a VIP booth with, like, Cher and Diana Ross, and I've got, like, an afro, too, even though I'm completely Caucasian, and it's a rollerblade disco, and it's like, no, like, if you were, like, in the 70s here, it would
Yeah.
be, like,
You're-
police stops, and, yeah.
You're in Times Square and not
Yeah.
Arthur Street.
Yeah.
Shaftesbury Square.
Yeah. No, I'd say I think the 80s, because that was the beginning of, like, MTV, am I right? Yeah, so I think more that when it got a wee bit more electronic, but still had that, like, when Diana Ross, like, brought out, was it Bad Girls? Bad Girls talking. No, never mind.
That was no, that was Donna Summer. You just threw me.
Diana Ross.
There.
Sorry, yes, Donna
Donna
Summer.
Summer, Bad Girls. Yeah,
Yes.
that was 70s.
Oh, was it? Right.
Early 80s. Maybe,
Would that be your genre of music? If I had to say, like,
I have a very eclectic mix, so from soul music, disco, I love R&B, I love house music, I play, for years and years, disco, and I used to love to come home on the way home from a club and get into the car and put on just easy listening, sometimes classical music, and just brings you right back down again. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and if you think anybody's fucking believing that, that is a lie.
I'm the same. I'm exactly the same. Like, me and the fella I play with the most, Matt, when we go out to gigs, on the way there, it's the most like hyped up, really pump up music, get you ready for going. We're singing in the car.
Gotcha, yeah.
And then on the way back, it's like either it's like turn that fucking radio off, or it's like, I was gonna say "Cool Goes Quiet," but
here we all listen to it.
That's the vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like easy listening, very chilled out.
Yeah. Carolyn Stewart, "Cool Goes Quiet" back in the day. That was a show. Like tunes, every tune, and that's why I do a show on Q Radio.
Yeah.
Every Sunday morning, and we call it the Sound of Sunday Morning. And Sean, that's what it is. It's nostalgic. It's easy listening music, and it's popular.
Do you remember? I don't want to double down too much on the Cool Goes Quiet chat, but I do want to say, do you remember that it was like so common for people if they were like apologizing to like their partner.
Their other half.
Yeah, they would
get a song,
a shout out.
a shout out and a song request. Yeah,
I love that. It was so cheesy, but like, it's such a wee nostalgic thing, isn't it? It's like, oh, this is from Damien. I just want to say, Stacey, I still love you. And it's like, this is
maybe like Dido or
Tears don't fall.
That's why we listen to it, but as well as the music.
Yeah, but really, do you know what? This is the thing. Sometimes, like, I feel like the world's became so like digital. Like, how I even got into radio was like through like a digital platform. If you get me, it wasn't the conventional way. And I feel like everything's all moving into like social media and all this type of stuff. But I feel like I love radio. I love radio. I love reading a magazine. I'm not reading a Kindle. I'm buying a hard copy. I just feel like, and when we're talking about them 30+ nights, I feel like it's up to us to preserve that. Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, and we absolutely should. You know, radio is such a unique, not a unique, but such a strong format. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's like we, as you know, we speak to one person, and it's intimate between you and that listener. Yeah, you know, and it means a lot to that listener. And COVID for me was a big learning curve because a lot of people really depended on radio to get through. A lot of people living on their own.
Well, I depended on alcohol, but there was one or the other. Yeah.
I think we all did.
Yeah, radio numbers went through the roof in COVID, didn't it? Like I noticed that as well. Something about like that loneliness thing and the intimacy of radio is so important. But what's funny as well is, do you ever feel quite lonely on radio?
Yeah,
like,
I do.
Yeah, do you ever feel like, God, is there anybody at the other end of this?
I feel like that.
You know?
Do you?
Sometimes, yeah. If I'm doing it on my own, yeah. Usually, at the start, I used to always just like be doing it with people or like bouncing off energy in the room.
Yeah,
but sometimes
I've always presented on my own, so I don't. I bring people in every now and again. But no, but as soon as you throw out the text number or the phone number, whatever, and the interactions there straight away, WhatsApp is the number one way people get in touch now. And as soon as you see the WhatsApps coming in, like and I use the listeners to as part of this show. I incorporate the listeners into the show and play out voice notes, read the messages obviously, and so they're my co-hosts, if you like.
Yeah. Have you ever read out a message? Like you should always proofread the message before. Have you ever been caught in like some sort of like a prank?
I've copped on before I've read the whole thing, but it happens all the time.
I always
fall into the trap every time.
my dream is to be featured on that thing that Radio 1 does, the Innuendo Bingo.
Oh,
Did you ever see it? You know,
yes,
and it's always them things. It's like Radio 2, you know, somebody's
Yeah.
reading out like letters sent in by fans, and it's like somebody's just pranked
Sean,
them.
I'm just gonna call it out. You're a Q Radio troll.
I know, I have mentioned every other radio station.
other- you.
That's him. Every other radio station.
And the one sending the
Don't be
pranks.
better, Sean.
No, I do love Q
Yeah,
Radio.
no,
like
I-
actually,
We see this. So this is the funny part. Whenever I worked in marketing, I would have always listened to all of you. So I remember me joining Q Radio. I was really like, I'd say starstruck. Because it was nearly, you seen the transition, like Yaz in the mid morning and then up to yourself, and you know, you were so familiar. It's like a familiar voice every day, like.
Absolutely.
But we would have listened to it in our office, and then I remember whenever I started, I was like, oh my god, this is so weird. You know, like this is what you used to listen to in your 9 to 5 job, and then you're doing it.
I remember getting into radio. In fact, before that, working in Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
In the garage, Joe Ferguson. I remember vividly listening to Joe on the afternoons. Who was a broadcasting legend.
Yeah.
He was. Whenever I started Q Radio, or when I started City Beat, and John Kearns, he was there. Again, I listened to him for years and years. Stephen Clements.
Yeah.
He was there. Mark Lima, and all of a sudden I'm in the same building and I'm working with these people, and it was weird. It was surreal.
Yeah.
But it was cool.
Yeah.
No, it was Q.
Did you?
Very good.
Well done. I love it.
I think we say about the loneliness thing there. I think that's why I think live radio is so much more enjoyable than doing like the pre-record stuff.
100%.
Yeah. Because you're in it. You're in the moment, and it's
interactive
Yeah.
and stuff and that.
Yeah, people have always said you should be on the TV, you should be on TV, and for me, no, there's something about live radio that I just feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But were you not on TV?
I've done bits and pieces, Gerry. Yeah.
Am I going to pull a scalp? Remember the thing in Magaluf you told me about one time?
Prickly Heat.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, that was that was my first. Do you remember that?
No, but he told me
I was
about it. And it's since
I'm pulling the skeleton
looked
out of the closet. Colleen, don't be listening to this. Was it like a bachelorette or bachelor
Prickly
show?
Heat was one of the first reality TV shows, and the production team from LWT came to Belfast, came to the M Club, looking for numpties to appear on this show, right? And it was England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and 4 guys, 4 girls on each team. And during the day, this was all filmed over in Magaluf. During the day, we'd play these mad games on the beach, like with a crack. It was brilliant. And then by night, we hit the bars and clubs and got pissed, and the cameras were there all the time. Just stuck up your ass. No matter, you couldn't do anything without a camera.
Really?
Yeah. So that was my first taste of TV.
And what did you think of that experience? Because the thing is, people don't realise how, like, you can very easily fall in that trap in TV.
Yeah.
You've given away all the
very
editing control.
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you almost forget about
The
cameras.
Yeah.
Especially after a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you. I was a good boy. I was a very, very good boy.
Really?
I was.
Hot flush again. Anybody listening? Get a glass of water.
Would you ever do that? Would you ever do
TV?
the reality thing?
I used to want to whenever I was younger, and I think when you get older, this is what you're saying. You become more. I think you get cautious with age. Is that
Absolutely, you do.
Is that fair to say?
Absolutely, you do.
So I think when I was younger, I would have like wanted to do like Big Brother or any of that, and I think now I wouldn't do it because it's just too invasive. I actually I mentioned this to you before. I got asked to do Big Brother, but I said for this year, but I had said no.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't want it. I just think it's too. I just don't think. I think you have to be psychologically like
ready for it.
I think it comes with a lot of head fucks.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing of it is like the twists and the turns and this, you know. Meanwhile, I think I'm more natural in like a production environment.
But he'd be good on it, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
But I'd have a
100%.
melt. I maybe would be enjoyable, but I think I would be damaged from
it'd
it.
be
Does
TV
nobody care
gold.
about me?
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it would be. I think I'd be very vulnerable for it. I don't know. Maybe.
Think about it for next year.
Maybe next year. We'll see how we go.
Big
We'll keep
Brother
going to therapy.
fans.
We'll keep going to therapy in the meantime and get built up for it. But
there's so many shows. That's only one show, and that's
I would
kind of
love
the
to do
original. But
SAS. Do you like the SAS
no,
kind
you're
of things?
yeah.
I would love to do like the likes of that.
I'm too old for that now. I'm
Oh,
too old
no,
for that.
not at
I
all.
am,
No
I
way.
am. I'm
You'd do that,
past
no
that.
problem.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Oh no, you're flat out at the gym and all.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
the SAS is fucking hardcore stuff.
I know, but like
No, not for me.
Strictly Come Dancing or like that type of thing. Would you ever do?
No. Don't know.
No.
Maybe strictly.
Right.
I can't
yeah.
dance
Dancing with
either.
Stars.
I think I can dance.
Yeah.
I think I can dance. But
I would
can't really
imagine you would
dance.
be a good dancer. No, like
See,
the
all-
Groovy Train, all the.
People have this
Yeah.
perception all black people can move and dance. Have got rhythm and right. That's
Right,
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kind of sing, not a chance of it. We were on a stag 2 years ago
Yeah.
in Gdansk. It was Poland.
Okay.
Right, and went to a karaoke bar, and everybody in our party nominated me to sing first, and I sang whatever it was, can't remember, murdered it, and they were all
Really?
like, "Holy shit,
Oh really?
how fucking bad was he?"
I'd imagine. I don't know what I would imagine you would be good. No.
I murdered that song every.
But you can dance though. I think you're being polite there.
We been,
Yeah.
What about the radio voice? Like, I
Oh,
think
love
that's
it.
why
I can
you
do a
think.
good Ibe impression. Do you want me to do it?
That's
Have
it.
you ever heard it?
No, I haven't.
Have you not?
I've heard so many impressions of me, but I've never heard
really?
you're doing it.
Right. Okay. Well, give me like a line. What will we say? Like
What's something? How do you sign off your show?
traffic and travel or.
Right, so we're signing into the show. It's Ibe's Q Radio Drive, 4 to 7. Here we are. Here we go.
Okay. It's Ibe Sesay. What? Hold on, let me get it. Hold on. Okay, so that's everybody over in Traffic and Travel. This is Ibe
Sorry, I
Sesay.
did not
It's
fucking
Q
sound
Radio
like that.
Drive.
Why is that?
How are you doing?
Sean, tell me
And
I
you
did
always
not
do,
sound
no,
like
you
that.
do, and I'm gonna like these like dramatic pauses, and like the pauses are like very rhetorical. It makes you think for a minute, and then he catches you back in. Okay, here's some Jason Derulo. Do you know how you say you are so radio?
Everybody that does an impression of me has that kind of hey, you know. But honestly, I think I'm more upbeat than that.
You are, but you're smooth. You're very smooth.
There's a bit more.
You have to-
to put a bit more.
You've got a bit more
Northern Ireland in there.
Yeah, okay.
But
I think you've got the radio voice, but there's a bit more of like Northern Ireland in it.
Yeah,
See, the thing is, you have to be yourself on radio.
yeah.
Yeah.
But just a slightly bigger version of yourself.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
You know, you don't want to come across unauthentic
No.
and fake.
No.
You know what I mean?
I do think some people do.
Yeah.
Yes, some people
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
Without mentioning any.
Nah, no, we'll not. We'll be. We don't want any
names.
enemies here.
No,
Yeah,
it's all
aye.
love. It's all love.
I know, but I think it's just some people nearly are so focused on like not the media training kind of thing. It's just they're so focused on nearly getting it correct that they forget. And I remember whenever I was you have to do like air checks and stuff, Sean. And because I'm very like from the country, do you get me? I was nearly afraid. I was so afraid of saying like a curse word or saying something wrong. That I was so like good afternoon, like, and I completely was not myself.
Yeah.
Because you're so afraid of messing up sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can overthink it,
But
of course.
you can overthink it, yeah. And I think that's where a lot of people sound so nearly too polished. But I think you're very like like a very soothing voice. Like I'm gonna say Morgan Freeman. Do you know what? Do you,
Oh,
like,
really?
Do
Oh.
you like a Morgan Freeman vibe?
Well, that's a compliment, right?
I
there.
think
Morgan
so, yeah.
Freeman,
Yeah.
Like,
like, do you know he's a
voice.
very soothing voice
Yeah, no.
and very smooth,
But more upbeat.
but more upbeat. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yes, I.
I never thought I had no aspirations to do drive time. I
Really?
did overnights. I did the late show. I did the evening show for a time. I had no aspirations to do drive time.
Yeah.
But then the opportunity came up, and so I went for it. I've been on drive now probably, I want to say, 6-7 years, possibly.
Oh my God.
But drive is naturally more upbeat. You know, people are making their way home from wherever
Yeah.
they are, and so you don't want to be too smooth or too low
Yeah.
key or
No.
too. You know, you've got to bring it. You've got to
Yeah.
be upbeat.
But the right amount though, like you have to be fun, but also like I think that drive that's the decompress. A bit of a laugh and a bit of a giggle, but still, do you know,
Yeah.
then like say I think breakfast nearly needs to be like, hey, wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, it has to be full
See,
on.
that's why I think a breakfast show should
Yeah,
sound.
it
It
should
should be
sound-
energetic.
Yeah.
It should be wake the fuck up, as you just said.
Yeah.
You should be on breakfast.
Oh, thanks. And I'm all right. No, but it's early. I've covered it a couple of times, and I've done it with all the different ones on the breakfast team. But the early starts are killer.
Yeah, that's the main reason I'll never be on the
No,
breakfast
and I
show.
said to him, like, "Do you ever get used to it?" And it's like they're like, "No."
I have a lot of respect for anybody that does
Yeah.
breakfast for
It's a
any
tough-
length of time. Yeah.
It's like it's the baby, but
Yeah.
it's like it's a tough gig.
Big time.
It is tough, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of fun with a breakfast show. But I think a breakfast show should be very like Chuckle Brothers. Do you know what I mean? Like very
it's
like
Yeah, it should be big.
big, loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so we are officially in the swing of Christmas. So it is all about gifting season. And girl, they are back again with the gift sets. Be perfect. And what do you think, first of all? You don't even need to put wrapping paper in that.
No.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, ready to go. Secret Santa approved. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
girl,
Well, it's a bougie Secret
It's a bit,
Santa.
but this is the thing. If you go on a Be Perfect's website, so these are the three that I have just to showcase to you all if you are watching. But if you're listening, I've got the Skin and Base collection here. We have got the Tan and Glow collection, and
The lip and eye.
then we've got the Lip and Eye collection as well. So there's so many different types. There's also skin ones, I believe, mini ones, stocking fillers, but these are the big boys that are available.
I love the way they've changed the
They
way
always
it is
change
now.
the packaging and change
Yeah.
it up every year. And then obviously, like, so in this one here, Skin and Base collection, you're getting your Skin Studio. You've got Bronze Boost, which is one of my favorite products. Like, basically, Bronze Boost would be like, you're in a rush. You just want to put a bit of complexion into your face, but nothing too full beat. It's gorgeous. And then you've got this new palette. This is a shaded palette, and it comes with a blush, a highlight, and a bronzer powder. So all of this is inside these here. This is a tan one. Everything that you need for your fake tan for the Christmas nights out. And then everything for your lip and eyes if you're wanting a bit more of a dramatic Christmas glitz night out, you know. You want to add a bit of extra sparkle, that one would be for you. But there's what's good about them is, Sean, there's so many different options for the Christmas gift sets with Be Perfect. Everybody loves them. They always sell out every year. But look, you get that extra discount with the code POPMyCherry. We are going to leave a link to the Be Perfect website in the description section below. Make sure to head over and check it out. And of course, if you are getting any gifts, if you're maybe just topping up, trying out products from the brand, make sure to use the code POPMyCherry. It gets you that extra little bit of discount. But they are gorgeous. So look, this is your warning. We're currently in the swing of November, but don't be leaving the Christmas shopping till last minute whenever these have all sold out. Get your hands on them right now. Head over to BePerfectCosmetics.com and enter that code POPMyCherry at the checkout. This is so like QVC, isn't it?
Look, they're going now.
They're going now. Do you ever see them
TikTok
in TikTok shop? Honest to God, I know, like, no offense, tacky. Like Sean Murphy, give it a break. But look, no, like, do you know I used to do them?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're so fun though.
I'd say it'd be
They're
such a
so
rush.
fun. But look, we'll be a bit more subtle. Is it ever subtle over here? No, it isn't. But
Not
look,
amazing.
thanks again to Be Perfect. Obviously, we love having you on board as a sponsor, and of course, anybody using the code, thank you so much. It really helps us out, doesn't it? In this wee humble abode.
Does indeed.
Really, really does. But thank you, and yes, head over to Be Perfect right now.
But did you always have the radio voice, Abe, or did somebody say, "Here, your voice be good on radio"?
Yeah, actually, a friend of mine, how I got on to radio, a good friend of mine, close friend, Trevor. He was a DJ and he worked in bars and clubs, and a great musical mind. His knowledge of music would blow you away. And he always said, you should be on the radio. You should be on the radio. And Gary Miles, who's a mate of mine, he was on Cool, and he's like, you need to go up and see Gary. So I went up and I seen Gary, and Trevor went on and on about this. You need to be on the radio. You need to be on the radio. And so, unfortunately, Trevor got cancer and he passed away. And on the day of his funeral, I posted a demo, and I had recorded these already. And I posted a demo, and I posted it to City Beat. John Paul Ballantyne, Jippo. He was the manager there at the time, and he picked it up. And straight away rang me, says, come on in for a chat.
Oh my God.
And that's from that week, then I started training in the studio. And he was the one who said, actually, to come back to your question, Sean, he was the one who said, like, I've heard of you before, and you've got a great voice. Why have you not been? And to put this into context, I was 30 probably at this point, so a lot of people start young in radio. I was older,
Yeah.
but he had said, yeah, you need to be in radio, and I would say I would have a good musical knowledge. Also, because you need that if you want to work in radio properly, you do need to have a good musical knowledge.
Yeah.
So I've always listened to, like we were talking about earlier, 70s.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to 70s disco and just random music and the radio. So my dad used to listen to BBC Radio 1 back in the day whenever Steve Wright was on BBC Radio 1 in the afternoons. And I just kind of subconsciously retained all of this information, which has stood me good stead.
Yeah. It's mad though, isn't it? But
I love it.
So did you always think deep down that you always wanted to pursue a career, like in some sort of spectrum of like music, and was where the passion was?
Yes. I
Late
always
as
wanted to be a
you got
DJ. I always wanted to be a DJ.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Talking on a microphone scared the shit out of me because I've got a stammer.
Yeah.
And I thought this was never, ever going to happen. Ever.
I never knew that, only recently, because you done Whiskey and Whites.
Yeah.
And you opened up about that there. And then I think me and you were having a conversation one day in the studio. I didn't even know.
Yeah. And so, like, every day, I do stammer. And actually, whenever I talk about it, I stammer more.
Right, okay.
Which is weird. But there's something about whenever I'm on air, it's fluent.
Yeah.
It's mostly fluent.
Yeah.
And you don't really hear it.
Yeah.
Is that
Somebody with a stammer will pick up when I have a stoppage, if you like, on air.
Yeah.
But most people wouldn't.
Is it that sort of like flow state thing? Where like you go to somewhere else, like when you're so focused in on doing the radio stuff, you are just like
You're
You're nearly an autopilot in a way.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you think that's what like
maybe
takes it away?
Yeah, that definitely helps putting your brain into a place, and you kind of forget about everything else.
Yeah.
But so to come back to your question, I didn't think I would ever be on radio because of that. But then I started talking on the microphone in nightclubs and kind of got a bit more confidence.
Yeah.
And yes, you do put on. You're talking over music, so that music is like a safety blanket, if you like.
Yeah.
It's not just dry. It's not just silent like it would be.
Yeah.
Now, for example.
Yeah.
Even when you started, then were you conscious of it? Is it something that scared you when you did start doing the radio, like that you would stammer?
Yeah. Like I remember the anxiety and the nerves. I used to shake. I remember the first show I ever did, and it was overnight, and I actually was shaking with fear and nerves. But why I did this to myself, I will never know. But I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
And I would encourage anybody to step out of your comfort zone and push yourself, because I pushed myself, and I wouldn't be doing the job that I love if I hadn't have done that.
Amazing.
And I was so amazed by this. But like genuinely, when you think about it, and there could be somebody maybe listening to this that will relate to that there. But it's that thing where like the conditioning, you think, oh, I could never do that type of job, or you could never overcome something or learn to,
It's just all about taking a step, isn't it? Really, like people put so many invisible barriers in front of the things that they
we
want.
limit ourselves as human beings sometimes by.
I couldn't do that.
Because
they wouldn't want me because of this X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
But you don't know until you actually take the step and go for something and find out for yourself. And a lot of time, things work out for the better.
And who would have helped you with that part? So say, I suppose, having like the self-belief, because I would imagine it likely would have been very difficult
My
growing
parents,
up. Your
mum
parents,
especially, she supported me right through, brought me to speech therapy, from primary school for right through until maybe 4th year, 5th year. And my speech therapist, I think her name is Barbara, she helped me immensely, and she gave me confidence, but like in school, whenever somebody asked me to read, if you had to read a paragraph or a page from a book and the book was being passed around, again, the anxiety that I used to get was, I could think of nothing worse than that, but through time, and it's like anything, the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll become and relaxed you are,
That is it, and it is until you kind of it's like the things that make you uncomfortable are the things that you need to step out of your comfort zone sometimes and push yourself. And you the first time won't be perfect, but the more you do something, the more that it doesn't have that power over you. If you get me, can I ask in an honestly, would you have been nervous doing this or not? Honestly,
no, because you and I have a good relationship,
right?
And you and I talk, and shit, and so no, but hosting award ceremonies, for example, or public speaking, for some reason on the radio, it's fine, it's grand.
It's your comfort.
But if I have to address an audience of maybe 200 or 300, 400 people, whatever, the anticipation leading up to that, there's nerves there. As soon as I start, as soon as I'm on that stage on the podium, it's grand.
Yeah. You see, but I would be the same. I think nerves is a good thing. Nerves shows that you care. Like my brain always overthinks everything. Like there's going to be like the mic's not going to work. I'm going to trip on a lead. Yeah. Somebody's going to shout in the audience like "fuck it," or like I prepare for every worst case scenario before it will happen. Just so I'm like whenever I'm walking out there, I'm ready for whatever fuck up's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's a bit intense. But I think nerves is a good thing.
Yeah, no, that's what people say. Nerves
we shouldn't be afraid of nerves.
Are
good.
Keep you on your
but
toes.
sometimes you can snowball. If you snowball and get into your head too much, that's whenever you're near. It's like walking on a tightrope and you're looking at it and you're like, I'm going to fall, I'm going to fall, I'm going to fall. If you have that mentality, you are going to fall.
Yeah.
Instead of like, you just have to take a breather and calm yourself down instead of getting worked up.
And I am
from
pretty
nerves.
calm. And the wind me up in the radio station, like you're so relaxed and chilled, and but you can't be too highly strung.
No.
Yeah. It's funny you said about the book thing in school. I used to have a similar thing. I had a slight speech impediment where there were certain words I couldn't pronounce properly. And like the words that I couldn't pronounce properly, like my classmates, they all knew what they were. And they would try and plan it that there was like a paragraph with loads of those in it and make sure it landed on me. And then I stand up. They're so evil. And I used to stand up and start saying it. And it was like the biggest thing for me was like anything that had TH in it. Like it's still now like see like a pair of leather shoes. Like I said like letter, like sending a letter to someone.
Oh right, okay.
And like or silly things. But But I used to be reading it and you could hear all the sniggering like behind me.
School was savage.
It's so bad, like.
Yeah, no, I got for my stammer. I got there was some wee shits like so there was, But you know what? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Well, this is it.
Look where you are now.
This is sometimes I feel like whenever I look back, school was good, but school was also rough. Do you know that type of thing? Obviously, like being very feminine wasn't obviously out as gay, but everybody knew. It was tough. Like it really, really was. But it really hardened me in a way where like I think I'm very thick-skinned, which I think serves you in this kind of line of work. Would that have been the same for you, like growing up?
Growing up in school, like number one, having that stammer, and two, being the only black kid in the school.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, growing up, I went to St Patrick's in Lisburn, and I was the only one.
Really? What would that have been like?
On the whole, okay, but again, kids can be wee bastards, and there was some, racial hate. Name calling, stupid name calling. But you learn to ignore it. You shouldn't have to, but and then whenever it's something. Whenever I had my own kids, then I was conscious of that because the thoughts of some of my kids going through or somebody subjecting my kids to racial hatred, my blood would boil even at the thoughts of it. So that gave me anxiety at the thoughts of the kids starting school. Stephen, our eldest boy, he's dark skin, and he's been through it. He's had to live with it, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's the society that we're living in. You know?
And I think this is the part. There's a lot of in regards to that. I feel like there's a lot of ignorance still towards it. I think a lot of people think this still doesn't exist in like today's society, and even when you see with everything with like say like with like immigration and like it's always like people are always coming with a target, and I don't think a lot of people see that like racial hatred is still very much existing.
In the last couple of years, it's got worse.
The far right. It's going.
It's got worse, is right.
It's got worse.
And once upon a time, I would have said it's got better. In fact, I went on a TV show a couple of years ago, and I did say things, but then over the past couple of years, in light of what's happening, around the world, and immigrants coming to Northern Ireland or wherever, and it's just got rife.
And the hatred is just it's poisonous, isn't it?
And that must be just so scary. As a father, like.
But it's just it really. I thankfully I've never. I think a lot of people when it comes to race, I think number one, I think as white people we are afraid to have a conversation about race because we don't want to come from a place of white privilege. I think we're nearly afraid of saying the wrong thing that we don't even acknowledge that there's.
I grew up here.
Yeah.
I've been living in Northern Ireland with the exceptions of living in West Africa for nearly 3 years. I was born in Belfast. I've been living here more or less ever since. So this is my home. Okay, I've got different color skin, but this is where I call home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some people just don't realize that.
Yeah.
You should never judge a book by its cover, obviously, but you should never ever think that I'm different.
Yeah.
Or anybody else from any other part of the world with different coloured skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you what way do you prepare your kids for like being able to deal
just
with that?
educate them, and it's not hard to do.
No.
And that's the main problem, education. Like if people were to educate their kids and it's a simple lesson. Everybody is equal. Everybody's the same.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, most kids are of that opinion, and they make no difference to other friends within their school with different coloured skin. But there's a minority of kids that don't, and that comes. I don't care what anybody said. That 9 times out of 10 will come from the parents down.
Yeah,
I agree.
You're right. No, you're right. And but for me, thankfully, I don't know. I think my family had went through a lot, like with the adversities of like the troubles. So they were very much like anything. I was always taught very much from an early age, like you treat everybody equally. I think also coming from like a social minority group, so to speak, I was always thankfully never thought that way, but also lately got it wrong growing up along the way too. Do you know? And I think that's the part where people don't realize they need to look inner. We're the problem, in my opinion. It's not the problem of homophobia isn't created by a gay person. It's created by people who are not gay.
Yeah.
It's the same. Like racism is not created by the oppressed. It's the oppressor. Do you get? So it's just like, I suppose.
I guess maybe it's
I feel like everybody thinks a lot more or more modern thing. For me as a gay person, I can't speak in your experience, but I feel like people are more on the right side of the coin, but that bigotry is just so much more noisier.
Yeah.
That's what I find from my experience. I don't know how you feel for you.
People are afraid of something they don't know and they're not familiar with, and that straight away their defense mechanism is to retaliate and name calling or whatever that happens to be, you know, but they shouldn't be like that.
No.
I think that's why diversity is so important.
Yeah.
Meeting people of different backgrounds, but you know, it exposes you, your kids, your community, the more cultures.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, you once you can see and identify with someone and communicate with someone, like you, all that bigotry, all that ill feeling subsides. It makes you realize, you know, there's somebody else that I have a kindred sort of thing with. So
because I think if we could get as a society to learn, number one, disagreement is healthy, like not disagreeing and things like that there. I mean, like, you know, we need to learn to coexist. We're all occupying space in this world, and diversity isn't something. I think hatred is the defense mechanism for fear, but fear is a form of conditioning that has been through propaganda, through society, through, you know, and that's we're all like, that's a core belief in people that they should fear certain, you know, walks of life, groups, cultures that are different to them, ethnicities. And I think then that's why everybody then is like segregate, like we stand in this corner, you stand over, but until we all blend and mix together, that's where we learn. Like I know for me, the more I traveled, the more I experienced different cultures, nothing to do with race, just different walks of life to me. And you're learning, wow, like you like to maybe think that way, or oh wow, that was your personal experience or upbringing, or wow, I never thought that I could have. And you have to look within as well, like, you know, I've never been racist, but I had also like look within myself to see, like, say, like cultural appropriation, like all these different things, and I maybe would have thought, oh well, that's not a big deal. It's like, but listen to it from the perspective of somebody else.
Yeah, that's why traveling is important, and you do a lot of it. And
well, yeah,
never hear him. Never hear.
But good on you, because you do get to experience different cultures and you know, life experiences. So yeah, absolutely.
And would you obviously still be connected with like your African culture?
I was there 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I went with Concern Worldwide back to, it just happened to be the place where I lived, Sierra Leone, Freetown, and it was unbelievable to go back there after 40 years, after exactly 40 years, to go back to the house that I lived in, to see my family. It was the trip of a lifetime.
That's class.
And I would love to get my kids out there so they can appreciate what they have back here.
Yeah.
You know, that would be the ultimate life lesson for them.
Yeah.
Freetown's the capital, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Sierra Leone. I do those with geography quizzes. That's really cool. Yeah.
So my dad, he came to Belfast in 1975 to study in Queen's.
Oh wow.
Got his education with the intentions of returning to Sierra Leone. Met my mum from Belfast, and I came along. I was born in 1980.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, nice.
But this isn't the unbelievable part of this. Whenever I met Colleen, and within a week or two, she introduced me to her parents. And her mum asked me, where are your origins? And so I explained West Africa. Dad is from Sierra Leone. And she says, seriously? I says, yeah. Have you ever heard of it? She says, I lived there for more than 10 years. And I was like, seriously? So it turned out her dad, Colleen's granddad, worked in insurance.
Yeah.
He applied for a job way back in 1960. And he got the job if he went to Africa to work for a year. So he did, and a year turned into over 10 years. And that's, whenever I was there last year, I drove from the house we lived in to the house they lived in, 7 minutes away.
Like,
not mad?
It's not mad. Do you believe in fate?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Colleen's mum, she nearly wet herself. I nearly wet myself. And it turned out actually there was mutual friends.
Yeah.
Of my parents and Colleen's grandparents.
Serious?
Oh
my god! And how did you and Colleen meet then?
So we met in the M Club.
Did you?
I had the white suit on.
That's where it all began.
I had the white suit, and I was busting some moves.
Really? So you are a good dancer then, clearly. Right? And then was it... So I always, whenever I ask my mum and dad like how they met, it's kind of funny. They both have two different versions. So I'm hoping you're going to be truthful here. My mum always says, oh, I swear he was so fucking annoying. He was such a pest. He always kept trying to offer to buy me a drink. And then eventually I just gave in. And then my dad's version is she was stranded outside the nightclub and he felt bad for her, so he gave her a lift home. So somewhere in the middle is the truth. So they're very stubborn in how they met. So who was the...
So I was there. She loved the Groovy Train, went with her friend Sarah every Friday night. And this night she was wearing like a tiara and a sash. And the M Club, the Groovy Train, was renowned for hen parties. Hen parties came from all over. So I automatically just presumed that was her hen night. And I said, oh, was it your hen night? Get married? And she says, no, it's my birthday. So I was like, oh, right, okay. So bought her a drink. And she was
You
there.
were like.
She was there the following week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and so.
Oh well, we know. Oh come on, that was like she didn't love the Groovy Train that much.
The music
Colin, if
wasn't
you're
that good?
listening, that's called peacocking. She's just making sure she's seen in the M Club to get your. She was wanting to get on your radar, I think.
Well, she was beautiful. I
Beautiful.
couldn't,
She's gorgeous, Colleen.
even if she hadn't had the tiara and whatever else, I would have noticed her. But then I asked her out, and we started going out, and the rest is, as it says, history. Very wasn't too long before she moved in. It wasn't too long after that. Then she was pregnant, and she's still my best friend to this day. Yeah.
But you see, if you've seen them, they were at Nile Rodgers together. Like they are like it's given that like childhood sweetheart like still do you know like that like. Do you know when you meet somebody at the start and you still have that, like the butterflies and like the excitement and the laughs and the giggles? Like anytime you are together that I've ever seen you, that's still very much there. She knows what you're like. She's like, oh, Gabe, like you are very well.
She takes no shit either.
I would imagine.
She takes no shit. But the kids, we always we've got 4 kids that were young. I was working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. She was working 2.
Yeah.
And at that particular time, it was difficult, having young kids, and we never went out. I was working all the time. We never had a social life. Whereas now, like Katie's 23 now, Daniel, the youngest, he's 15, so they're independent. And Colin and I are now starting to.
I'm back out living your life, like Cosmo vibes, yeah.
I'm still young enough,
Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. 100%. Oh my God. Gee, has this been really interesting, hasn't it?
A lovely chat.
A really, really lovely chat, yeah.
No, and it's been fun. It's
really
been
lovely.
It's been nice sitting here, having a chat. And
you see, before this is the one thing I want to, because 100%, if you lie, I will be very, very annoyed. 100% before Colleen, you definitely had to be like a Lothario in the club scene. I bet you, the girls that did
See, honestly,
if you were like the DJ, no?
See, honestly, I met a girl when I was 16 and I was with her for a few years.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of girlfriends long term, only a few, but
not really, no.
Not really, honestly.
Right, okay. Are you telling the truth?
I'm telling the truth.
Okay.
Am I telling the truth?
I believe him.
You believe him, yeah?
I've got the lie detector test.
Yeah. But you do know you're smooth. Like you're like a smooth. He is smooth.
I'm just me. I just.
Oh God!
I don't try.
Like that's a smooth thing to say. I will be honest with you here now, and I'll never admit it again. But like genuinely, like sometimes I'm like, oh, like you do have that, but not actually. Like you do have that effect.
Well, I'll take that.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I'm getting all embarrassed now.
You're charming, very charming, I would say. But look, Abe, so the Groovy Train's coming up. Is that going to be coming up? Because this episode, I think, will be out in November, am I right in saying?
Third
so
week
the Groovy Train maybe has stopped and departed. And
but it will be back.
It's
it will
back
be
on
back. We're going to do it every now and again.
Every now and again.
Alibi, it's going to be a go-to for a Groovy Train for an over 30s gig. There's going to be lots happening in Alibi. So propaganda.co.uk. Check it out. Get tickets because that's going to be the place to be.
Yeah.
So.
I know because that's Sanj.
Yeah.
So Sanj, I don't even. This is the funny part. Sanj was like the top dog in box, back in the day. I was always rolling in the box, VIP, never had to pay. Shout out to Sanj, but I always knew that was going to fucking bite me in the ass someday. Fast forward about 10 years later, and I'm running around Belfast doing Vox Pop videos for the fucker. But it has to be done. It has to be done. So
Sanj is a gentleman.
A gentleman.
You
can't say no to him. No.
So he had me in the box. Way years and years and years. And the crack we had was good. So it's great to see what he's still doing all of these years later.
I know. But that's the thing. You always have to reinvent. He always has been. He's doing the K-pop parties. Because that's massive now. The K-pop Demon Hunters.
I've no idea what it is, but I just see
massive.
it everywhere.
It's massive, yeah. So, and I love the fact that he's bringing that theatric and the fun into events and tonight's, because I think that's what's missing. And then anything else coming up, Eve, that we need to be aware of? Or obviously we'll put your handles in the description section so everybody can go check you out.
Yeah, follow Instagram, whatever. Keep an eye on what's happening. But there's always something happening.
Yes.
Always. That's what I love about this job. That, no 2 days are the same. There's always something.
Yeah, it really is. We're always having like conversations, like say, like just like having a bit of like chat and work, and it's like I'd say like Del Boy and Rodney vibes. I'm like, here, I'm booked to fucking, I'm booked to do this pub quiz, and like, oh, I'm booked to do a bar mitzvah, and we're like, we just love like the hustle and the graft of it all.
But it is still.
That's
fun.
the fun part of it, though. Everything's different.
Yeah.
You never get bored of it.
I'm meeting lots of different weird and wonderful people. Also, you know, it's good now. It's good, and of course, you can listen to me on Q Radio every Monday to Friday, 4 to 7.
Yeah,
and on Sunday morning too.
Yeah. So Sunday morning, what time? That's 10.
10 to 2. Yeah.
10 to 2 on a Sunday morning, 4 to 7. 4 to 7 every day, Monday to Friday. So
driving you home.
Yeah. Because if you finish this episode and you need to hear more of Ibe Sesay, Morgan Freeman, charming voice, that's where you'll find it, 4 to 7 on Q Radio. So Ibe, thank you so much. So how have you found it?
Brilliant. I've enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on. Yeah. And look forward to getting on again.
Yes. Oh, well, look. All right. No problem. Okay. Right. Perfect. Well, look, guys, thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed this chat with Ibe Sesay. Make sure to check him out. We're going to leave a link in the description so you can find out everything there. He is on Q Radio. Great guy. So highly recommend giving him a follow. And then, of course, yes, shout out to our sponsors, Be Perfect. And Sean, yes, we're flying through. We're nearly at Christmas. Can you believe it?
This year's flown in, hasn't it?
Flown in. Have you found this year flying?
Big time. It's rocketed in. I can't believe we're nearly in Christmas.
Nearly in Christmas. Are you a Christmas man?
I hate winter.
Right.
I love Christmas.
Okay.
I hate the weather. It's crap, dark nights, but I love Christmas. I love the family aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's expensive, bloody expensive.
Do you do, I was going to say, do you do like Secret Santa, or do you do like everybody's getting a present? Because you have a big family.
Yeah, and everybody comes to us for Christmas.
Christmas dinner.
Because
you're a good cook, though, apparently. So that's another fun fact.
Yeah, I like to cook it up a bit, but Colleen, she looks after Christmas.
Right.
See, I can't take any credit for that. Like,
what would be your signature dish?
I love Indian, cooking Indian food. I love fish. I love mussels and an Indian chicken pathia.
Oh,
it's spicy. It's
that
nice.
Does sound nice, doesn't it?
That does sound.
I'll make you one.
Well, yeah. Well, you fucking better, because you done a fucking curry night and you didn't invite me, you bastard.
You didn't forget that.
Oh, I know. I didn't. I was waiting to the end to bring that up. We'll have that debate off air. But look, guys, thanks for listening. And make sure you're subscribed. That'll keep you up to date with any upcoming episodes. And yes, Ibe, thank you so much.
Thanks, Gerry.
Thanks,
Sean.
Perfect.